Am I the jerk for wanting to cut my mom out of my life because she went to South Korea? This is going to be a long one. My mom is currently in South Korea, on vacation, with my oldest sister, which took all of us by surprise because my mom is poor and in debt. Backstory: my parents divorced and my dad was deported when my siblings and I were quite young, so we grew up poor, constantly asking for help with rent and food from our church. It was humiliating for my mom, and sometimes she would get loans from loan sharks and end up in a lot of debt. My mom has less debt now, but she still struggles with money. Early in our marriage, my husband and I saved up $2,000 and gave it to her as a gift to help her, and she's still my mom, and I care about her. Later, when her car broke down, my husband and I decided to give her the car we currently had. We knew that if she didn't have a car, it could affect her ability to go to work, making it much harder for her to earn an income. Last year, as a gift, we took her back to her home country, covering the flights, hotel, and even new clothes and luggage. When I was younger, our family always talked about going to see her homeland and meeting our relatives there, but we never had the money to make it happen. Finally, my husband and I were able to make it happen, though my brother Z and my sister L couldn't join due to their own finances. My oldest sister, O, could have come, but she was saving for a trip to South Korea. That was surprising to me, but I thought maybe she wanted to wait until everyone could go. 6 months later, my oldest sister was in fact going to South Korea, and my mom wanted to go too. I initially kept quiet about it, but then my mom brought up this old idea of us pooling our money together to pay off her debts. This immediately angered me. My husband and I are still in school, working full-time jobs, paying our own bills, and actively trying to avoid debt. While we're not struggling like my siblings, Z and L, we're certainly not rich either. That trip and the 2,000 we gave my mom took a long time to save up for. So, I snapped back, why don't you use the money for South Korea to pay for your own debts? My mom went silent. Apparently, my mom and my brother, Z, had a huge fight about this. Zed, the oldest, currently lives with my mom. He works 3 jobs and pays rent, while my mom covers utilities. He's told me there's often no food at home, and he's even considered going to a food bank. This absolutely enraged me. I genuinely feel for my brother. While he's been at fault for most of his past choices, he was lazy, played video games day and night, and constantly got fired from jobs. He's now making an effort to get his life back on track. He's working hard to pay off his own debts, and we respect that. So Z got mad at Mom for wanting to go on this trip. It just doesn't make sense given the debt she has and how much they both struggle. My mom, however, argues that she deserves this trip after working hard for us for years, claiming she's never been anywhere and doesn't count her home country as a real vacation. My oldest sister, O, completely agrees with my mom. My mom did work incredibly hard for us as a single mother, enduring grueling hours as a nanny, cleaner, and working graveyard shifts at a nursing home. She never bought herself new clothes, never went out and partied, and never brought home men or had boyfriends. Her life was dedicated to working and providing for us. That's precisely why it made sense to us that she deserves something nice before she passes away. Guys, my mom is in her 60s and still works as a custodian. We're truly worried she won't make it another 10 years. That's also another reason we didn't wait to take her to her homeland. Still, the whole situation left a weird taste in my mouth. I thought her going on this trip would undoubtedly strain her relationship with my brother. Well, I was wrong. 2 days after arriving in South Korea, my mom asked my other sister, L, for $500 to cover the hotel since my oldest sister, O, was leaving earlier than she was. My sister L and her husband are doing okay, but they're struggling more than my husband and I are. They're both working hard, and her husband is also going to school. My sister explained to my mom that they're living paycheck to paycheck and apologized for not being able to help. My mom's response was chilling. She told my sister she was glad she didn't have the money because it just confirms they are not doing a good job in their lives and they need to get different jobs. Well, this was a shocking turn, as my mom had been happy when Elle got her current job. She then questioned, what are they going to do if she gets pregnant? Another ironic statement, considering she wanted my husband and me to have a baby when we were living in his demon grandma's basement. My mom added that she could have asked a coworker, but wanted to ask family first. Finally, she declared that my sister and brother, Z, would no longer receive their life insurance money after she dies until they are in their 40s, all because my sister didn't give my mom $500 for a trip she decided to go on despite not having the money to do so. My sister sent me the message, and I was absolutely furious. My sister, L, is my best friend and the one I consider to be my real mom. She has always been there for me, protecting me and helping me through everything. She's the one who knows all my deepest, darkest secrets. I've always told her that I don't care if nobody else showed up to my wedding because her presence was the only one that truly mattered. My sister was crying in a bathroom stall when this all went down. Not because of the money. My sister couldn't care less about that. She was crying because of how my mom reacted. This whole situation infuriated me, so I messaged my mom, telling her not to treat my sister like that again. This behavior, it's not like my mom. When did she become so greedy? And she only asked Elle for the money, not me. When she found out I knew, she told Elle how cruel she was for showing her messages to me and said she was even madder at her. This wasn't the first time my mom had treated my sister in such a manner, but it was the first time she had reacted so harshly or that the situation escalated to this point. My sister Elle had always been a pushover for our mom. My other sister O and I could always say no or argue, but Elle was never able to. Whatever my mom wanted, Elle did it, even when it didn't make her happy. Elle even moved to New York and was quite content there. But my mom called her and told her to come back, promising that if she returned, she wouldn't have to pay rent and could save money. Of course, that was a lie. My mom also complained that Elle had abandoned her and wasn't a good daughter for moving to New York. This constant dynamic seems to happen only to my sister, Elle. It's almost as if my mom hates her, and we can't understand why. Elle has always been there for our mom. Yet whenever she tries to do something for herself, our mom acts like it's the worst thing imaginable. Nothing Elle does ever seems to be right in her eyes. My mom messaged me back saying that I need to respect her and I need to stop because what she wants to do with her money is her choice. She said if we wanted to take back the car, then we should, and if I never wanted to talk to her again, then that's fine with her. I'm at a loss for what to do. On one hand, I obviously want to cut my mom out of my life and take back the car we gave her. I'd rather give it to my sister-in-law, who lives with us. She's been having car problems, and I know she would treat the car better and actually pay for it. Actually, my mom got furious when we had my brother-in-law and his wife move in with us, simply because we didn't ask my mom to move in with us, since she needs the real help. We actually asked them to move in to help them escape Demon Grandma's house. But that's an entirely different story. The idea of cutting her out breaks my heart because I love her and will miss her terribly. I'll miss her smile, her hugs, her cooking, her dancing. I'll simply miss my mom. But she's hurt my sister once too many times. Her behavior is abhorrent and I'm fed up. My brother Z is completely on our side. He doesn't care about the money either, and says he stopped depending on our mom years ago. We're worried these outbursts are signs of Alzheimer's or dementia. My mom always says she's forgetting things, and we've been meaning to get her checked out. But what if it's not? My brother's and my birthdays are coming up. At first I considered not inviting her, but I feel bad because I don't want to ruin my brother's birthday. My sister Elle said she'll be there only if the rest of us are there, but she'll avoid our mom. To be honest, I don't even want to see my mom. Do we just deal with it and keep our distance or cut her out completely? Do we take away the car since she said we could? She doesn't own the car and my husband has a key to it. My husband wants to talk to her when she returns, but I'm worried she'll snap at him. She also deleted the toxic message she sent to my sister.
ChatGPT's verdict. This story is deeply emotional, and there's no bad guy, just two people hurting in different ways. The OP feels abandoned, and that feeling is completely valid. At just 16 years old, being left behind while your parent moves across the world can feel like betrayal, even if it was done with good intentions. His mom may have thought she was securing their future, but to a teenager, presence now often matters more than promises later. On the other side, the mom isn't heartless either. She worked hard as a single parent and saw a life-changing opportunity. She didn't just walk out, she arranged stable care, tried to explain herself, and kept reaching out. But what she missed was how much her son needed emotional support, not gifts or calls, but her physical presence. The real tragedy is that they're both acting out of love, but they're missing each other completely. Final thought. This isn't a story about cutting someone off. It's a story about hurt, distance, and emotional survival. Both sides need healing. And if they don't find a way to reconnect, this rift could last much longer than a few years.